What's up, players? My name's Tad Allagash. I was a producer on Cookies that you probably have just seen.
State your name for the tape.
My name's Dr. Jones. You know my name.
I am Professor Roald Gold. I helped on this show in the faculties that they required me. I am no psychologist like my great-great-grandfather Sigmund Freud, but I would say that there is a struggle in this piece between the man who is coming, perhaps if you see from the outside, into this piece and into the sphere of the classical female which is in the house.
There's a man and a woman in it. One comes home, the other's cooking. That's just offensive. Like if they're trying to say that this is what men and women do, no. That's feminism's been around forever. Like, is this the 50s?
Yes. Some other symbolic references in this piece. The mother, she is in between of these. She symbolizes something quite different. If you were to stop the film, there is a door to her right, and if you were to snap to this part of the film, you see that it has the female sign for washrooms on it. She is not coming from this door, which I think is something to worry about.
I guess she's the end of the piece. She comes in and calls her son a son of a bitch. I guess that's, maybe a little joke. I didn't find it funny.
Well, I noticed that the juxtaposition from the tall male sort of counterimposed the height of the other actors, and I found that very profound in a playful and almost dainty way. And I thought it was very metaphorical and very technical.
No, this is the 2000s. There shouldn't be these role stereotypes anymore.
Well, if you see the science team, they wanted to have this allegory of AIDS in the piece. They felt that this reference to the male and female roles was not enough.
That's what they said from my first day on the set. They said, we want this to be about AIDS. We want to make this about a metaphor for how people with AIDS are treated and kind of ostracized. And I said, okay, how do you want me to help? And they said, well, we need to justify this medically. And I said, well, treating people different is a psychological issue. It's not medical. I can't help you with this. And they said, well, do you like this idea? Do you want this? And I said, no.
Well, I think that, AIDS is a problem that affects everyone. And if a sketch about cookies can't say a bit about AIDS, I mean, what can really?
They asked me if this was related to AIDS. I said, no, obviously it's not related to AIDS. There's nothing about AIDS in this. They said, what about the cookies? I said, how are cookies about AIDS?
There was a call to the community to find useless items. So many of these items were gathered and placed into this scene together. We wanted, I think, to make it an impossible space, so that there was no way any person could live in this house. I myself, when I was in university, spent a lot of time with many people in the same dormitory room, and we did not collect so much items and put them together. This is absurd, an absurd amount of items.
I felt like they took a house and there was just a bunch of shit in it. They didn't decorate the set at all. They didn't worry about it. And frankly, I feel like after they shot it, they're trying to justify the items being there. But no, it's just lazy filmmaking.
Whoa, look, man. Okay, we had a bunch of budgetary concerns. First of all, we didn't want just any cookies. We had to buy a motherfucking bakery for this shit. I didn't just want any cookies. Also, I told them to get a doctor, like a PhD doctor. They got a friggin' medical doctor. I mean, I just wanted someone who, knew CPR so tall guy over here doesn't start choking. But they got a friggin' medical doctor who's about to go into surgery and shit.
How did you feel working with these people?
They didn't take any of my input. None. They'd say, should we do it this way? I'd say, no, absolutely under no circumstances. And they'd say, thanks. You know, here's your check. That'd later go to cash and it would bounce.
How well were you paid for this?
Very well.
Is that it? Are we done? Do you have any more questions for me, or do you have the check at least?
No.
You're not going to pay me after all that. That's nothing. Empty pockets.
It's in the mail.
That's what they said last time. It wasn't in the mail. They handed it to me. It bounced. They said, don't worry, the real one's in the mail. That was a joke. It's all comedy. I said, how dare you? You promised me $5,000. I'm not leaving until I get that check. Actually, I have to be in surgery in about 5 minutes, but... I don't care, you'll die. Not my problem, we have insurance for this. I want that money.
Would you work on another piece with this film crew?
It depends on my financial situation. However, if this was an ideal situation, I would not.